Alabama handled business against Wisconsin. Now we got 2 weeks to get ready for Georgia. But I haven't gotten this man's perspective on the big win over the Badgers. So we're going to talk about that and more right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. I know I say the same thing every day, but share with your friends. You guys coming, you're hanging out with us. Just tell your Alabama friends, give these two guys a chance. Give this channel a shot, and we'll entertain you every single morning on your way to work. Roll Tide. There he is, Brett Elmore from the Brett Elmore Show, WJLX Radio. I'm just your humble host, Mick Gillispie, right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. And I want to remind you guys, I'm also on Cover Crimson. Make sure that you're there as well. We don't want to let that station down and our friends at Disrupt the Media. All right, listen, man. We had a football game, Bama against Wisconsin, and Alabama smoked them 42-10. What were your thoughts?
Well, Jalen Milroe showed up once again, 12 of 17, 196 yards, 3 touchdowns. And also he was the leading rusher as well, 75 yards, 13 attempts, adding 2 rushing touchdowns. Everybody wants to hate on Milroe after the South Florida game, and now everybody loves him again. It's sort of like, I don't know what the fan base thinks, but it's almost like a love-hate relationship, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, 5 touchdowns in total. I mean, and I don't know what people would expect if if you know what I mean, like if it wasn't him, like what would we, what would we do? Because I feel like his ability to run is a big part of what makes Alabama dangerous right now. Maybe some of the guys like a Ty Simpson could come off the bench and hit the mid-range intermediate passes more. But this guy's a killer, man. I mean, he's got that ability to take it to the house every time. And we saw Alabama incorporate a lot more design runs, RPOs, stuff that we kept asking for last year. Why didn't this happen? And it felt like they were kind of setting Georgia up a little bit, where they're like, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it. You guys better defend it. And then Alabama's probably going to look like they're going to do that against Georgia and try to throw over it. Now, that's just an assumption, but I like the way they're using Milroe.
Yeah, and of course, the running backs, Jam Miller, had a pretty good game, 71 yards, 9 attempts and a score. And then for the 3rd consecutive game, our man, Hollywood, leading the Tide with 78 yards, 4 catches, and a touchdown. Bernard and got into the action as well. I just thought a great performance going on the road. Tough road test. And I tell you this, Mick, the 42-10 win is the largest winning margin by an opposing team at Camp Randall Stadium since Penn State beat them 48-7 back in October of 2008.
It's been a while.
And their coach, afterwards, what's his name? Fickle.
Yeah.
Got himself in a pickle with Alabama. And he comes out in his press conference. He says, I'll just tell you exactly what I just told the guys. We got our asses whipped, and that's what it was. And Bama moves to 41-18 all time against Big Ten conference affiliates. Since 2010, undefeated, 6-0 in regular season matchups against the Big Ten. But let's talk about the defense too. They didn't budge the entirety of the day.
Yeah,
290 yards total offense from Wisconsin. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I thought that LT Overton was really good.
Yeah.
Campbell was great again. I mean, this is a team that is honestly moving in the right direction. I mean, and I feel like Kalen DeBoer is answering the bell every time he's out there, and this was another example of that.
Yeah, Campbell, I think he had eight tackles in the game. Lawson and Moore, they had 7 tackles in the game. But, the coaching staff was talking about the pressure and pressuring the quarterback. And Robinson picked up his 3rd sack in 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were talking about Overton. He got back there as well. And forcing 4 fumbles was a huge deal. That's kind of the 2 points that they were talking about during the week was got to get more pressure on the quarterback and got to win in the turnover ratio.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's it. And they've done that. Now they've got a dog fight, and pun intended, coming up in 2 weeks against Georgia, who struggled to beat Kentucky, probably looking ahead. You can't buy anything into that game except that they won, whether it was a point or 10 points or 15 points, like they won, and that's it. Kentucky had a chance to win the game. Instead, they punt it so that they could make it look cosmetically good. I'm sure there's some fans in Big Blue Country right now that are going, man, you got to be kidding me. But, when you're not there to win the game, and they probably wouldn't have won anyway, but it looks great that they lost by 1. But Alabama's got to deal with Georgia feeling like they lost when they really won. And that's kind of where we were a week ago. This Alabama team, though, Brett, reminds me of those Florida State teams with Bobby Bowden. Like, we kind of hang around, but then all of a sudden you blink and they'll put like 4 touchdowns on you and it's over. That touchdown they got at the end of the first half was a killer. Right.
And, off of those turnovers that we were talking about, I mean, it was like bang, bang, score plays, mm-hmm. And that just and it's something we talked about on the show Saturday. Something that I was talking about is I thought we needed to go in there and take the air out of the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And we took the fans out of the game. A great performance. I mean, and you talk about Georgia, good and great teams find a way to win.
Mm-hmm.
But Alabama, with their first true road test of the season at a hostile environment, they went in there and they took care of business and they looked good. And I like going into this bye week, our first bye week, 2 weeks to get ready for Georgia. We got a few folks nicked up. It'd be a good time to heal up a little bit and get ready for that ball game. As Georgia, they're going to have didn't they drop to second in the poll?
Yeah, I saw that. Texas is number 1 now.
And but did you see the ESPN Power Index? The new Power Index today had Texas at number 1 and Bama at 2.
Well, I mean,
the FPI.
Well, all that stuff matters, but it doesn't matter. You got to go out there and handle business. It's great to see Alabama getting some respect in those, in that stuff. But to me, Brett, it just keeps coming down to Bama's got to play it one game at a time. And now they've done everything we wanted and hoped they would do this year. Now they've gotten to that point where it's time to face Georgia and try to handle Georgia, try to beat Georgia. And they've done that in the past. Georgia's dominated the SEC, even though they didn't lose that game. Bama's going to have to play their best. Malachi Moore left with a concussion. Russaw left with a knee injury. Richard Young got hurt. We don't know what the status is. They're kind of just hinting around about it. But you hope those guys are going to be out there. Why didn't Mbakwe return punts towards the end of the game? There's a lot of stuff that you wonder about. But at the end of the day, Alabama and Georgia are playing in 2 weeks, and that's going to tell us a whole lot about this football team. The Badgers in between, they got a new coach last year. They don't have the athletes that Alabama has. If they were in the SEC, they'd probably win 7 games, maybe 6 games, counting the non-conference.
Yeah,
they don't have the horses. And that also shows
they
you
don't
what
have
the
them
Big Ten.
houses we got.
No, they don't.
We got some houses, man.
We do.
And they played well. And no, it was a great Saturday. I mean, all around college football had some great games. And I tell you,
did you jump around?
I did. I jumped around, and not during the Wisconsin game, but
You
I
didn't.
jumped
You
around
didn't get up. You didn't get up and get down.
Oh, I did, because we had a festival here in town. We had some artists in, so yeah, I got down. I had to, go mingle in the crowd, and
I saw that. I saw that. You met a bunch of famous people, better than Ezra.
Yeah, Fuel, Cowboy Mouth. It was a great festival, man. We had a good time.
How horrified were you on the Tailgate show when Ryan Anderson and Jay Coker didn't know House of Pain?
That kind of mortified me, because I was like, am I really getting that old? And then Jake asking me, all right, who are you going to tell us who's from Wisconsin that I'm too young to know?
Yeah, shot. That was a shot to the heart, but you're in pain.
Yeah, I mean, he's been throwing darts. So let me tell you something. He's been throwing darts. I'm going to come with some flaming arrows coming soon.
Man, not this week, but next week we're going to be at Innisfree, 1 to 4 o'clock. We'll be at Innisfree for the show, so you guys come by and see us. But great job on the show, man. It was awesome listening to it Saturday across the state. I picked it up on my drive to Tennessee, so I listened to it on 106.9 in Birmingham, all the way up to Fort Payne. It just kept bouncing around, like different places. But it was awesome to hear you making me laugh. So anyway, Brett, I want to tell you something. I want to tell you that this show is brought to you by Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. And you go over there right now, take advantage of the sports book at Golden Moon Casino, put your money down and have some fun. Hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 hours and change from Birmingham. It's easy drive. It's fun. It's like Vegas without having to go across the country. Get your friends together. Great for bachelor party, guys weekend, ladies weekend. It's just a really fun place. If you like golf, Dancing Rabbit Golf Course is the Augusta you can play. It's a really, really cool
I'm open
course
to go to any ladies weekend if you want to play.
Yeah, and if you guys want to plan a ladies' weekend, you can have Big Sexy Elmo join you for the weekend. But they have table games and slots and roulette at Golden Moon and at Silver Star and the water park and the spa. All that stuff's going right now. Gary Allen's performing there. Scotty McCreary's performing there, celebrating 30 years at Pearl River. All right, Brett takes over when we come back.
To Pearl River Resort. They call him Big Sexy, coming at you from the Walker County. Jasper is his hometown. He's known for giving free rundowns. Oh, Big Sexy, throwing out those Alabama thoughts. Sneaking out your mom's window without getting caught. Mick gives you the XP, but Big Elmore is here to please. Big Sexy Elmore on the Bama Tailgate Show.
Yes, indeed. It is the 16th day of the month, and let's take a look at celebrity birthdays. Let's see. Anybody of interest today? We got actor Ed Begley Jr. He's 75 today.
Ed Begley Jr.?
Yeah. The name's familiar, and I can't remember what he was in.
Oh, but you know what? He's been in a lot of movies.
He's been on a lot of stuff.
The thing about him is, like, you don't, like, you look at him and you're like, man, what is he? Like, I know him, but Pineapple Express, Ghostbusters,
There you
a
go.
Mighty Wind, Whatever Works. I mean, he's been in a ton of movies, but he's kind of a character guy. I mean, he's not like let me I'll put his face up there for you guys just to see, because you're going. Okay, let's do it. There you go.
Let me see what this guy looks like. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know him.
You know him.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it's his birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Singer David Bellamy of the Bellamy Brothers, 74 today.
Yeah, Bellamy Brothers, like they've had a great career.
Just let your love flow like a mountain stream. And then they did Old Hippie and
you and Bull used to do the Outlaw Country Show, and Bull would play that Old Hippie song. I remember that Old Hippie song from back in the 80s. Good song.
And then they had a song called "If I Said You Had a Beautiful Body, Would You Hold It Against Me?"
I know that song too.
Yes, there you go. Actor Mickey Rourke, 72.
Yeah.
And David Copperfield is 68 today.
All right, Brett, I'm going to do a trick. I'm going to disappear. You think I can do it?
Sure. There he goes. He's disappeared, and now he's back. Wow, that great, Matt. You could go to work in Vegas. Let's see. Singer Richard Marx is 61 today.
No, another guy, Richard Marx, great one.
And rapper Flo Rida is 45 today.
Man, when Flo Rida hits 45, I mean, that's when you know that you're just aging. I mean, I remember a young, brash Flo Rida years ago, and now look at him, 45 years old.
Yep. If you're looking for something to celebrate today is National Collect Rocks Day. Normally, I tell folks to throw rocks.
Or
rocks.
Or chew rocks when somebody's teeth are messed up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, really. Anyway. Today is National Choose Your Chocolate Day.
Choose your chocolate. I loved it on the Tailgate show when you asked Jake Coker to choose his cheese, and he said pepper jack.
Pepper jack. Yeah, I said if he could eat one cheese for the rest of his life, and only one certain one, he said pepper jack.
I'm gonna go with white chocolate. Love white chocolate.
Oh, you're the white chocolate guy.
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm a fan of the white chocolate. Do you like the white chocolate Reese cups?
Yeah, I do.
I do too. I like anything Reese cup.
Me too.
As a matter of fact, I think I need to go. Yeah, that reminds me. I need to go. I got to get some, the Halloween candies out. and so I need to go ahead and get, because I live in town, okay? There's a lot of foot traffic around.
You actually have trick-or-treaters.
Oh, yeah, there's folks that walk up and down this street all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about just the homeless people during the year. I'm talking about like kids trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll get about 3 bags of Reese cups.
Okay.
And I'll sit there and eat them and watch all the kids go by and everything with my lights off, and just kind of wave at them and everything. They'll say trick or treat, and I'll say trick. See you later. And today is National Play-Doh Day.
Play-Doh, man. I remember having Play-Doh around the house, and then my kid, like he does bad stuff with everything. So you would find Play-Doh in places that you weren't expecting to find Play-Doh, like under the television, in crevices in the wall. He's trying to feed it to the dog. So Play-Doh was something that was kind of like, you know what? I like Play-Doh, but not a good thing here.
The timeline for today, this day in history, the song Jingle Bells was copyrighted under its original title, One Horse Open Sleigh, back in 1857. That's how old that song is.
Yeah, and it's I hate it, but when I was a kid, that was my favorite Christmas song. Now I hate it. I mean, I've heard that song so many times. Turn it off, but sometimes I'll hear somebody do it, and I'll be like, you know what? That's not a bad version of Jingle Bells.
Yeah.
We changed the words though. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. You know that one?
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah,
I wonder who made that one up.
I don't know. That's a good one though. 1875, J.C. Penney is born, and of course we probably know what he did in his life.
Right. And now it's dead. I mean, when's the last time somebody went into J.C. Penney's? Ever since the catalogs went out, and young people are going, what are they even talking about? J.C. Penney?
Remember when they used to send the big catalog for Christmas? It was about it was bigger than a phone book,
mm-hmm.
And I would go through there, and I would mark everything I wanted, which was every toy in there. And my parents would look and say, "Oh, you've chosen everything." Yeah, well, kind of. But no, those were the days. That was great. 1919, the American Legion received a national charter from Congress.
Yeah, look, American Legion. I'm part of the American Legion Post 199 in Fairhope. We're trying to rebuild the Legion building. Those guys, and whether it be however you can help the people that served our country, and we need to do it. And the American Legion's cool because you don't have to have served to be in there. You know, like the veterans of foreign wars, you do. You know, so it's a community place, but it's also really about these guys that have and ladies that have served the country, to give them somewhere to hang out. We hang out with them, make it a fun place, and I love the American Legion. I'm proudly part of that.
1996, I can't believe it's been this long. Judge Judy debuted in syndication.
Yeah, and I always wondered, like, are these real cases, or are we just making this stuff up? I mean, like, this can't.
No, these are real cases. These are real cases. I know some folks from Walker County that's been on several of these little shows.
Mm-hmm.
They pay for you to come up there, and you know they go through with. I mean, the whole legality. I mean, everything's it's right. But anyway, I always liked Judge Judy. I wouldn't want to marry her, but she was she's a little tiny lady.
Mm-hmm.
Little. Anyway, and let's see. That's a look at this day in history.
All right, guys. Well, show in the books. I hope you have a great Monday. Brett, fun job. Fun show on Saturday, the Tailgate show. And again, guys, come hang out with us at Innisfree when we're there. 1 to 4 recording the radio show on Friday before the Georgia game if you're in town, and y'all roll tide at us. It was awesome, man, seeing some big sexy Elmo fans at the floor Bama. And you guys know who you are. Thank you. And roll tide. You have any comments for your fans?
I love you. I love you. Big Sexy loves you.